There are words that decorate conversation. There are words that pass unnoticed in the winds of the world. And then there are words that change everything. Some words are whispered by the soul. Others are commands from the divine. And when spoken, in full faith, they do not return empty. They reorder reality. They strike the chord that makes the universe move. You have spoken many things in your life. Some were born of fear. Some were soaked in doubt. Some were silent prayers wrapped in desperation. But today, you will remember the truth. You were never meant to beg life for mercy. You were born to command it with sacred speech. One sentence, one vibration, one spiritual decree, and the tide can turn. Not in a year, not after endless struggle, in 24 hours. Because when you speak in alignment with the divine law, time bends, reality listens. The gates that seemed rusted shut swing open at the sound of truth. This is not a trick. This is not magic. This is spiritual science, written long before your first breath. The words you speak are not sounds. They are codes, invisible, keys carved in spiritual fire. Each one either unlocks your destiny or chains it further. Each one either surrenders your power or ignites it. So what if there was a single sentence designed like a sacred formula, a sentence that realigns your vibration with wealth, peace, favor, divine order, a sentence that makes every force, seen and unseen, shift in your favor? There is. And today, you will speak it. But before you do, you must quiet the noise. You must feel the moment expand. You must open the inner gate, the one beneath logic, the one only your spirit can touch. Breathe. Imagine the light moving slowly across still waters. Picture ancient stone temples glowing in morning mist. Feel the clouds in your mind part like veils on sacred ground. You are not just watching a video. You are stepping into a spiritual current that remembers who you are. Because this sentence is not just something to say, it is something to become. Let every cell in your body listen. Let every doubt prepare to be replaced. Because the sentence you are about to receive is more than information. It is your divine invitation. But before you speak it, you must understand why it works, and that begins now. Extended edition for 800 words. There is a sacred reason why the divine does not hide power in complexity. It is hidden in plain sight, because only those with an open heart can see what the intellect overlooks. The sentence is simple, but the law behind it is eternal. You may wonder, how can just a few words shift the course of a life? Because life is not shaped by what you do once. Life is shaped by what you declare over and over, consciously or unconsciously. Your words are not just descriptions, they are seeds, and every seed knows what it's programmed to become. When you speak lack, you plant drought. When you speak fear, you water weeds. When you speak divine truth, you activate destiny. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "Your word is your wand." Not a figure of speech, but a metaphysical fact. You are the magician of your own existence, and the spell is always spoken. That is why this moment matters, because if you keep speaking what the world trained you to say, you'll keep living what the world trained you to accept. But when you speak from the divine blueprint within you, heaven answers. Circumstances reorganize. The subconscious obeys, and time no longer delays what is already yours. This is the power you've always had. This is the power most forget, but now you remember. You reclaim. One sentence, one moment of full faith, one decision to never speak against yourself again. Let the silence around you become sacred. Let the space in your chest expand like the sky. And prepare to speak the words that call your life into divine alignment. Because now, you are ready to remember what the world made you forget. Now, you are ready to speak it. There is a force within you that speaks before form exists. It doesn't shout. It doesn't plead. It creates. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Your word is your wand, not a poetic idea, a spiritual law. Your word is not casual. It is causal. Each sentence you speak is not just sound. It is substance, invisible energy molded into command, a blueprint whispered to the divine architect, who waits only for your voice. Every structure in your life, your finances, your relationships, your health stands upon a spoken foundation, built brick by brick through affirmations, complaints, declarations, and unconscious repetitions. You are the builder, and your words are the sacred chisel. This is not fantasy. This is the oldest truth on record. In the beginning was the Word, before light, before form, Before breath, there was declaration. Creation didn't begin with action. It began with vibration. And the same law governs your life now. When you speak with feeling, the subconscious receives it as instruction. It does not argue. It does not edit. It simply obeys. Say, I always fail, and failure becomes your familiar companion. Say, everything works out for me, and the universe adjusts like a divine orchestra tuning to your melody. Your subconscious is not logical. It is loyal. It believes what you repeat, especially with emotion. It rearranges your outer world to match your inner decree. This is why so many feel trapped. They speak bondage over their own future. They say things they don't even mean, but the law doesn't wait for your sincerity. It waits for your vibration. The words you rehearse in secret, they become the stage you live on. The inner dialogue you allow, it becomes the destiny you attract. You may have inherited words of limitation. You may have been raised in rooms where lack was language, where fear was a second tongue. But today, you rise. Today, you remember that language is a spiritual instrument. Every sentence is a song. Every phrase is a frequency. Every word is a wand. You don't need a stage to be powerful. You don't need a pulpit to preach. You only need awareness. Because the sermon you speak over your life each morning is your truest religion. Say it aloud. My word creates. My word commands. My word is law. Let it settle into your bones. Let it echo in the places where self-doubt used to whisper. Let it fill the silent gate of destiny that swings only when the soul speaks with certainty. Your words shape worlds, not someday, not after you're perfect, now, always, without fail. Picture this. Your life is a sacred construction site, and your words are the instructions handed to the divine workers. If you speak fear, they build walls. If you speak truth, they build doors. If you speak in circles of confusion, they lay down mazes. But when you speak clarity, they lay golden paths. So what will you build today? The moment you begin to monitor the temple of your tongue, you begin to see miracles disguised as momentum. Small shifts, gentle turns, unseen currents, rearranging everything in your favor. You don't need to force it. You only need to speak it. But this is where many fall asleep. They hear that words have power, and then keep saying the same old things. They affirm on Monday and complain on Tuesday. They bless their lives in prayer, then curse their journey in traffic. They plant seeds with one hand and uproot them with the other, because they don't yet believe their words are sacred. But you are not here for half-truths. You are here for transformation. You are ready to take command of the one power that never leaves you, your voice. Let the old phrases fall away. Let the borrowed limitations dissolve. Let the casual, fearful language be replaced with sacred speech. Affirm, again, my word creates, my word commands, my word is law. Hold it, feel it, don't just repeat it. Become it now. The path begins to widen. Now the atmosphere around you starts to respond. Because when the soul finally aligns with the truth of its own voice, time, matter, and circumstance adjust their course. But if our words are so powerful, why do most people's lives stay the same? That is the next door we will open, and behind it lies the secret that unlocks consistency, clarity, and permanent change. There is a storm that brews not in the skies above, but in the chambers of the mind, a constant churning of fear, doubt, and self-negation. It is not loud to the world, but it deafens the soul. You try to move forward, but a whisper pulls you back. You speak a dream, but a thought interrupts. Who are you to ask for this? You visualize the life you long for, but the echo answers, not you, not now. This is not your fault. You were not born small. You were trained to shrink, taught to doubt your own divine power, conditioned to distrust the gold that lives inside your own voice. Picture a soul shouting light into a cave, a beautiful, holy sound that carries the frequency of miracles, but all that returns is the cold echo of fear. That cave is the subconscious mind, wrapped in layers of old programming, generations of lack, years of criticism, moments of spiritual forgetfulness, and so the echo repeats, not truth, but trauma, not power, but programming. But listen closely, you are not broken, you are misaligned. And that is a divine difference, because what is misaligned can be realigned. What is covered can be revealed. What is buried in shadow can be touched by light. The divine never made you weak. It simply gave you a will powerful enough to believe whatever you decide. This is where Florence Scovel Shinn's law of substitution enters like a sacred key. You do not fight fear by wrestling it. You do not silence doubt by debating it. You transcend it. You speak over it. You override it with divine command. Fear says, "What if I fail?" You respond, "Divine success is already mine." Doubt says, "What if no one helps me?" You declare, "I walk with legions of unseen support." Scarcity says, "There's not enough." You affirm, "My supply is infinite and always arriving." You cannot hold two opposing thoughts in the same breath, so speak the one that serves your future. Replace every fear thought with a faith word, every hesitation with holy boldness. You are not your past echoes, you are the voice that speaks. Now, you are not the broken record of what was. You are the divine scribe of what will be. Let your words be deliberate, not desperate. Let your inner voice become your sanctuary, not your saboteur. For the universe does not respond to pleading, it responds to clarity, and clarity is the language of command. This is your moment to choose, not later, not someday. Now, close your eyes, inhale the stillness between each thought. Now say quietly in your heart, "I no longer echo the past. I create with the power of the present. My word is light, and that light shall lead me." You don't have to feel worthy right away. Just start by speaking as if you are. Because the subconscious doesn't wait for confidence. It waits for repetition. It waits for feeling. It waits for instruction. And the more you give it, divine instruction, the more it begins to obey. The more it obeys, the more life rearranges itself in your favor. Mountains move, opportunities return, delays dissolve. You begin to remember the truth. You were never meant to beg for what you were born to command. So next time your mind says, "This is too much for me," you gently reply, "No, this is just enough for my destiny." And when your fear whispers, "What if it all falls apart?" you calmly speak, "Then it will fall together better than I imagined." This is the sacred power of substitution, replacing the vibration of limitation with the vibration of truth. You are the gatekeeper of your own mind. Every thought is a traveler, every word, a passport, and you decide which ones are allowed to enter the inner sanctuary of your soul. So, speak wisely. Speak as if you know the divine hears you, because it does. Speak as if heaven moves when you move your tongue, because it will. But all of this begins within, in the silent war between your old echoes and your new declarations. And if you listen closely, you'll feel the shift already beginning. The cave is no longer silent. It is responding. It is echoing back something new. A voice not of fear, but of faith. And now, we ask, how do we rewire those inner echoes into divine declarations? There is a temple behind your thoughts. A sanctuary no one else can see, yet it holds the power to shape every detail of your outer world. It is not made of stone or time. It is made of silence, trust, and truth. The subconscious is this sacred temple, hidden behind the veil of your awareness. It listens to every word you speak, not with curiosity, but with command. It does not filter, it does not joke. As Florence Scovel Shinn taught, the subconscious has no sense of humor, and takes all you say literally. So when you say, "I can't afford that," it does not question. It does not argue. It builds a reality around that sentence. Your voice becomes blueprint. Your word becomes law. Imagine this temple now, golden and glowing, still and infinite. In its center, your voice echoes. It ripples through sacred air like a holy decree, shaping unseen forces, drawing invisible hands to sculpt your destiny. Every time you speak, a prayer is cast into that divine space. Every sentence is either a blessing or a block. You are either commanding your future or chaining yourself to limitation, not through effort, but through utterance. So speak as if heaven is listening, because it is. Speak as if your words are chisels shaping the unseen, because they are. Your subconscious does not respond to force, it responds to reverence. It opens not through panic, but presence. Stand still, close your eyes, feel the breath of the divine temple within you, and speak your sacred sentence aloud, not with haste, but with holy slowness. I am wealth, I am guided, I am already chosen, I am divinely supplied. Feel these words fall like golden petals into the inner chamber. Whisper them, as if you are placing seeds in consecrated soil. Don't rush the harvest, just water it with faith. Your inner temple doesn't operate by clocks, it operates by vibration. The moment your voice matches the frequency of divine truth, the unseen begins to obey. This is not self-help. It is soul alignment. You are not trying to become something. You are remembering what's already written in your spirit. Each sentence you speak is either a spell of surrender or resistance, a note in the divine orchestra, or a discord in your destiny. So command with clarity. Declare with devotion. Not loud, but clear. Not frantic, but final. This is the law of spiritual impression, the principle that whatever you consistently impress upon your subconscious, you express in your world. It does not ask if you meant it. It simply builds what it was told. So speak only what you wish to see. Never speak what you fear. And if fear rises, substitute it. If doubt visits, replace it. If lack speaks, correct it with truth. The temple does not need your proof. It needs your peace. And peace comes from certainty. So when you affirm, I am provided for, don't question it. Don't negotiate with it. Let it become your spiritual rhythm, a sacred drumbeat that reprograms every shadow within you. Let your sentences become stained glass windows of truth. Let them color the inner sanctuary with hope, and let your voice be the priest of your future. Because once your inner temple hears the right command, it begins preparing the miracle. Now that you know the laws, now that you've seen behind the veil, now that your words are aligned with heaven's frequency. It's time. It's time to receive the sacred sentence. There are moments when a single sentence becomes more than sound. It becomes the key, the opening, the silent gate of destiny, swinging wide in your favor. This is that sentence. Everything I seek is now seeking me by divine right. Let it enter you slowly. Let it rise within you like a sacred tide, dissolving fear, sweeping away doubt, making room for truth. This is no ordinary affirmation. This is a decree, a holy alignment between your desire and the law that governs its return. Break it open, line by line, truth by truth. Everything I seek. This is your clarity. It means you are no longer chasing shadows, no longer begging from the outside. You have defined your vision, named your longing, and given your desire permission to exist. What you seek is not random. It is the echo of your soul, remembering what was always yours. It is your divine assignment, speaking back to you through desire. The soul's compass points to that which already belongs to you, in the unseen. Is now seeking me. This is divine magnetism. This is the shift, where effort gives way to attraction, where struggle becomes stillness, where you stop running toward and start drawing in. In this one line, the law begins to move, because everything truly yours already has your name etched into it in spirit. The right people, the perfect resources, the sacred timing. They are not hiding, they are orbiting your field, waiting for your frequency to rise into match. And when you speak this sentence, you rise, you align, you become a spiritual magnet instead of a mental struggler. This is not wishing. This is commanding in trust. By divine right. This is the seal, the activation of law of divine right action. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that anything that is truly yours cannot be kept from you, and anything not yours by divine right cannot stay. So this line is not a grasp, it is a release. It is saying, I will not chase what is not meant. I will not beg for what belongs to another. I will trust that the universe knows my blueprint better than I do. By divine right is the surrender of control and the claiming of authority. It is where humility meets power, where timing meets truth, where the doors that are yours open effortlessly, and the ones that aren't dissolve without resistance. This one sentence contains clarity, magnetism, and divine law. It speaks to the subconscious in a language it understands, direct, emotional, final. So don't just read it, speak it, as if you were inside the golden temple, as if angels were listening, as if your breath was writing it into the fabric of the next 24 hours. Everything I seek is now seeking me by divine right. Say it again, slower this time. Let your shoulders drop, let your heart soften, let your nervous system receive it. Everything I seek is now seeking me by divine right. Close your eyes, breathe into the stillness behind your ribs. Feel the sentence move through you like warm light. It is not just a hope, it is a bridge between this moment and your highest path. Speak it again, but not just aloud. Speak it from the center of your being. Let this be your new rhythm, your new agreement. Every time doubt arises, return to this sentence. Every time fear whispers, replace it with this law. Every time you're tempted to beg, remember you are a divine magnet, You don't have to push open doors that are already yours. You don't have to force what is divinely scheduled. You don't have to chase what's already moving in your direction. Your only task is to align your words with your knowing, and to keep knowing no matter what the world appears to say. So, speak it in the morning before the noise begins. Speak it at night when your mind is quiet enough to believe. Speak it in front of closed doors and locked windows and silent phones. Speak it when nothing makes sense, because that's when everything shifts. Everything I seek is now seeking me by divine right. Let this become the melody of your mind, the sacred hum of your vibration, the calm beneath the chaos. Because once you speak from this knowing, you enter a different timeline, one where doors do not open by chance, but by truth, one where your presence becomes your power. But don't just say it, you must live it, breathe it, become it, because the sentence is not magic, There is a vast difference between speaking from fear and declaring from faith. Many speak words that sound right but feel wrong. They whisper affirmations in the dark, hoping something is listening. But beneath those words is the trembling voice of desperation, not the sacred tone of divine knowing. The subconscious does not respond to panic, it responds to power, and that power must be rooted in the soil of spiritual certainty. You must understand this. You are not begging the universe, you are commanding it, not through force, but through divine alignment. Through stillness that knows, through words that rise from the throne of inner truth. Florence Scovel Shinn said it best. The subconscious has no sense of humor and takes all you say literally. So what are you declaring daily? Are your words dressed in fear, dripping with doubt, disguised as faith, or are they cloaked in clarity and crowned with spiritual authority? There is a sacred law at work here, the law of non-resistance. What you chase flees, what you beg delays, but what you allow, what you know, comes rushing in like the tide meeting the shore. You do not chase divine order, you surrender to it. Take this moment now, place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and whisper within, what am I chasing, that I must now allow? Pause, let the answer rise like incense from your soul. Is it love, money, peace, purpose, whatever name it wears? Release the grip. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman who longed for love. Every morning she lit a candle and pleaded to the universe. She wrote endless affirmations, but her words were soaked in sadness. She said, "Please send me love," with eyes full of tears, not trust. And love did not come. Not because she was unworthy, but because her tone was not one of divine command, it was one of spiritual poverty. Then one day, she remembered. Florence's words echoed in her heart. She stood before her mirror, steady and still, and she declared, "Love is mine by divine appointment." No begging, no hoping, just knowing. She walked in that truth. She dressed in it, spoke from it, moved as if it had already arrived. And within days, the vibration of that knowing drew love to her, not as a chase, but as a natural return. This is your turning point. You must shift your language from pleading to proclaiming. You must stop saying, "I hope it happens," and start saying, "It is done by divine law." The universe is not moved by your desperation. It is moved by your decision. So speak as one who already holds it, not as one reaching for it. Say it aloud, slowly. I no longer chase. I allow. I no longer doubt. I declare. Now breathe, deep and sacred. Let these words anchor into the temple of your being. Let them echo down the golden halls of your subconscious. When you speak from faith, you don't repeat your affirmation 100 times hoping it will work. You speak it once with divine finality. You say it like a key unlocking a sacred door, and then you live as though it has already opened. It's not about how many times you say it. It's about how deeply you believe it when you do. Let your words become decrees. Let your voice become an altar. Let your breath become sacred rhythm. You are not here to negotiate with divine law. You are here to embody it, to command from your spirit, not from your wounds, to declare from your knowing, not your need. So today, begin again. Take every affirmation you've spoken from fear, and rewrite it in power. Write as a queen. Speak as a king. Stand as a soul who remembers their divine inheritance. Say it now. I am aligned with divine order. Everything that belongs to me flows to me with ease and grace. I command it, and it is so. You've spoken the words. Now you must walk in them. Walk with certainty. Walk with reverence. Walk as one who knows that heaven moves when you do. Because once you stop chasing and start declaring, your life begins to rearrange itself around your truth. And in that sacred stillness, everything you once begged for now comes looking for you. Let the doors open, not through desperation, but through declaration. And now, prepare yourself, for what you've spoken is already on its way. There comes a time in every soul's journey where silence is no longer sacred, where stillness must give way to sound, not just any sound, but a declaration, a voice shaped by divine fire, no longer pleading, no longer hoping, commanding. This is the path of the spoken prophet, and you, yes you, are being called to walk it. A prophet does not whisper, they declare. They do not second-guess their power. They do not water down their truth. They do not wait for permission to speak what Spirit has etched on their heart, because a true prophet knows the law is already listening, and it does not respond to hesitation. It responds to boldness, clothed in faith. Florence Scovel Shinn said it clearly. Fearless faith sets the law in motion, not fragile faith, not the kind that flickers when the world says no, but fearless faith, rooted, unmoved, unshakable. When a prophet speaks, the valley below adjusts. When a prophet speaks, the invisible is summoned into form. When a prophet speaks, the divine orchestra begins to play every note aligned with their intention. So I ask you now, can you rise and become the voice that reshapes your world? Can you silence the old identity that begged and pleaded and doubted, and replace it with the voice that commands with sacred authority? Visualize this. You're standing at the edge of a great mountain. The wind is still. The sky is open. The earth below waits for your instruction. Your words are not mere sounds. They are the script of creation, the blueprint of unfolding. You open your mouth and speak. My voice carries divine order. I speak and it is done. Again, my voice carries divine order. I speak and it is done. These are not just words, they are keys. They are signals to the invisible to move on your behalf. You are not a seeker anymore. You are the one the seeker becomes when they remember who they are. You are the decree. You are the order. You are the divine command wrapped in human form. Let this become your practice. Each morning, before the world has a chance to name your day, you name it. Before the noise arrives, you speak from the mountain. Morning declaration. I align with divine law. Everything that belongs to me moves toward me now with ease, with grace, and with unstoppable power. Evening whisper. I rest in completion. The law is working. The good is unfolding. The unseen is on its way. This is how prophets walk. This is how commanders of reality breathe. Not in fear, not in chase, but in rhythm with the divine current. You are no longer the one waiting for signs. You are the one that becomes the sign. When you speak, your world shifts. When you whisper, your destiny listens. There's a nobility in this role. It's not about ego. It's about sacred responsibility. To use your words, not for empty noise, but for divine alignment. So take this seriously. You are not just someone trying to stay positive. You are a spiritual architect, building realms with language. You are an echo of the divine mind, sent here to declare heaven into being. Let the old you fall away. Let the seeker bow to the speaker. Let the doubter dissolve into the divine. Declarer. Because when your words come from the soul, they do not return empty. They shape the day. They carve the path. They open the gates. You don't have to convince the universe. You only have to stand in your knowing. You only have to trust the power behind your voice. So let's say it one last time, with clarity, with courage, with the full power of your being. My voice carries divine order. I speak and it is done. And now that you've spoken, we must move forward, because your words are only part of the equation. To seal this, we must now align with the divine clock, because timing, beloved, is the next great teacher. There is a quiet intelligence at work in your life. It's not loud. It doesn't rush. It moves like the hands of a hidden clock, precise, perfect, and profoundly patient. You don't see the gears, but they turn. You don't hear the ticking, but it is happening. Every desire, every prayer, every word you've spoken in faith is already on the move, guided by the divine clock. Florence Scovel Shinn said it best. Delays are not denials. They are divine preparations. The delay is not a punishment. It is a sanctuary, a sacred cocoon where timing, alignment, and your soul's readiness are being braided into one. And I know, you've prayed, you've spoken, you've planted the seed, and now you look around and see no fruit, no signs, no movement, just silence. But the silence is not empty. It is the whisper of preparation. It is the stillness before the bloom. It is the divine soil doing its deepest work. Think of a garden. You speak the seed into the earth with your words. You water it with trust. But you cannot dig it up every morning to check its progress. You must trust the unseen roots. You must allow the invisible to perform its miracle in the dark. And that is the law of divine timing. It does not bend to impatience. It bows to alignment. It releases the manifestation the moment you are ready to carry it with grace. So no, you are not stuck. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are being aligned, perfectly, lovingly, intelligently, because you do not want anything before it's time, not the relationship, not the wealth, not the opportunity. Premature fruit is bitter. Premature blessings collapse under pressure. The divine clock knows exactly when your good must arrive, and it is never early, and it is never late. It is on time, divine time. So let's reframe this waiting. You are not in delay. You are in divine choreography. You are in spiritual calibration. Your soul is being fitted to the frequency of the thing you asked for. And when that match is made, not a moment too soon, it will come. Visualize it now. Close your eyes for a moment and see it. Behind your physical world, there is a great golden clock. Its gears move in perfect silence. Its hands move not by force, but by divine flow. This clock does not panic. It does not forget. It does not miss a single second. Every tick aligns a new opportunity. Every talk releases what no longer serves. Every moment, something is shifting for you. Not because you chase, but because you trust. Speak this with me now. My good is on its way. I walk in calm knowing, again, my good is on its way. I walk in calm knowing, you don't need to rush divine order. You only need to stay in agreement with it. When doubt rises, speak order. When impatience tempts you, return to center. When fear whispers, answer it with truth. You are already on the path. You have already activated the law. And now, like a seasoned gardener, you must wait, not in frustration, but in faith. Let your internal dialogue shift. From why is it taking so long? To it is arriving in perfect form. From maybe it's not working. To the law is never confused. My good is already mine. Let your patience become your power. Let your calm become your declaration, because you're not waiting as a victim. You're waiting as a prophet in alignment. You've spoken the word. You've released the seed. And now, divine timing is doing what only it can do. Thus, this is the art of letting go, not giving up, but handing it over. Surrender is not weakness. It is spiritual strength. It says, I've done my part. Now I trust the divine to do the rest. So today, walk slower, speak softer, trust deeper. You are being kept, guided, refined. The gate will open. The answer will arrive. The fruit will ripen. Until then, walk in knowing, walk in the elegance of someone who already possesses the thing they asked for, because in truth, you do. It's on the way, and it's getting closer, with every breath, with every moment, with every sacred turn of the divine clock. And now, let's anchor it into your daily life. Now we come to the turning point, the place where wisdom becomes action, where knowledge leaves the page and enters your breath. This is not just about hearing the sentence. It is about living it, letting it become the rhythm of your walk, the cadence of your thoughts, the undercurrent of your choices. So here is your sacred assignment. For the next 24 hours, speak your divine sentence once every hour, not as a chore, but as a commandment, not out of habit, but out of holy fire. Set a reminder. Every 60 minutes, return to your sentence with full heart. Speak it aloud, gently or boldly, but always with authority. Declare it like the universe itself is listening, because it is. And as you speak it, do not look around for proof. Look within, because spiritual law does not respond to doubt. It responds to deep, unwavering assumption. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us fearless faith sets the law in motion. This means, when you speak with faith, divine currents begin to shift. Not tomorrow now, but those currents move beneath the surface, rearranging what you cannot yet see. Trust it. So when you speak, say it as if it's already done, because, in the invisible, it already is. You are not planting a hope. You are delivering a decree. Here's how to make this real. Start with your breath. Each morning, inhale slowly, and say the sentence as your soul's exhale. Speak it while looking in the mirror, eye to eye with your future self. See the version of you who already lives in the answered prayer. Let your phone's lock screen carry your sentence like a seal of truth. Let your bathroom mirror hold it, like a daily altar. Let it find you in quiet corners and crowded rooms. Let it replace the noise of your doubts. The sentence is your sacred compass. And every time you repeat it, you rewire the atmosphere, not just mentally, energetically. You are commanding order from chaos, calling light into the hallway of delay, and parting the fog of confusion with the sword of spiritual speech. Do not ask, is it working? Do not wonder, where is the sign? That is the language of delay. Speak, not to receive proof, but because proof is already underway. The proof is in the speaking. The shift is in the sentence. Now, take a journal, and at the close of this 24-hour practice, write this question at the top of the page. What changed in me when I spoke with faith today? Not what changed around me. What changed within? This is how we grow roots that do not break in the winds of delay. This is how we build trust with our own voice. This is how we become more than students of truth. We become embodiments of it. And as you walk through your day, begin to visualize doors that once stayed shut, now slowly unlocking. Emails that once sat cold, now warm with response. Phone calls arriving that changed the direction of your week. Not because you chased them, but because your sentence prepared them. And when nothing seems to move, speak again. And when everything moves at once, speak again. Your consistency is your consecration. Your voice is the vessel. Your faith is the fuel. Do not underestimate the spiritual power of repetition. For what you repeat, you begin to believe. And what you believe, you begin to live. And what you live, the world begins to mirror. This is the circle of divine creation. This is what it means to live the sentence. Now, let's seal this practice with a declaration. Let the voice that reads this now become the voice that commands mountains. Let the lips that speak this sentence become the gate through which destiny walks in. Let the breath that declares carry the fire of fulfillment. Let the sacred sentence become your soul's anchor, because you no longer wish, you no longer wait, you speak, and it is done. This is the moment, the breath where everything changes, not outside you, within. You've heard the truth, you've spoken the sentence, you've called the unseen into the seen. Now comes the rising. Not the rising of effort, but the rising of essence. This is your declaration of power. This is where you no longer try to be aligned. You are alignment itself. Close your eyes. Let everything around you fall silent. And in that stillness, feel the sacred charge building in your chest. Feel the soul remembering its divine assignment. You are not here to chase. You are not here to prove. You are here to receive. You are here to command. Now, speak the sentence with the full force of your knowing. As if your voice is tuning the strings of a divine orchestra, as if the heavens are leaning in to hear your tone, as if destiny itself is bowing to your decree. Say it now. Let it move through your chest like thunder wrapped in stillness. Let it echo like truth spoken from the mountaintop of your soul. Now, repeat, everything meant for me is magnetized to me now. Feel that. Let it settle into the marrow of your bones. Let it become the rhythm of your being. There is no begging in this frequency. There is no fear in this vibration. Only law, only alignment, only the effortless return of what already belongs to you. The law of substitution tells us replace fear with truth. Replace delay with declaration. Replace longing with certainty. You are not here to get what you want. You are here to remember who you are. So stand in the center of that remembrance now. See yourself beneath an open sky, infinite, unbounded. See light pouring over you not from above, but from within. See the ocean rising in reflection of your soul's awakening. Waves not crashing, but dancing in rhythm with your truth. You are no longer waiting. You are no longer hoping. You are receiving. Say it again. I am divine law in motion. I am no longer waiting. I am receiving. Breathe. Let the silence hold you. Let the stillness crown you. You have done enough. You have spoken enough. You have remembered enough. Now whisper this next line like a sacred seal. It is done. Feel the finality in that phrase. Not an ending, a holy beginning, a gate opened, a vibration released, a cycle complete. You are not hoping for breakthrough. You are walking in it. You are not begging for favor. You are crowned in it. And from this moment forward, walk as one who has already received. Let your posture declare what your voice already knew. Let your silence become louder than your doubts. Let your energy speak louder than your words, because, when the inner world shifts, the outer world follows. That is law, that is truth, that is your inheritance. No more spiritual amnesia. No more settling for scraps. No more circling the same question of worth. You are the answer. You are the yes. You are the fulfillment of divine promise, dressed in human form. Walk now, not to seek, but to claim, not to ask, but to express. You are divine law in motion. You are receiving. It is done. There is a moment after the speaking, after the declaration, after the faith-filled command has been sent into the unseen. It is not a moment of waiting. It is a moment of knowing, still, holy, silent. This is the space where magnetism is born, not from sound, but from stillness, not from force, but from alignment. You have spoken this sentence. You have called the invisible into shape. Now let the silence carry it forward. Let the hush between your breaths become the cradle where your answer rests. This is where many grow restless, where the mind wants to prove or pursue. But spiritual law is not activated through striving. It is fulfilled through surrender. Florence Scovel Shinn said, faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly, not hopes, knows. So if you know it is already yours, you do not chase, you do not question, you do not dig up the seed to check if it's growing. You bless it, and let the soil do what it was divinely designed to do. Let your silence now become your loudest agreement. Let your calm become the magnet that draws it in. There is nothing louder in the spirit than stillness filled with faith. You are no longer vibrating with desperation. You are now tuned to certainty, and this frequency is irresistible to the good that belongs to you. The world will tell you to hustle, but the soul whispers, rest in the rhythm of divine order. You've done your part. You've spoken the word. You've commanded the unseen. Now fall into the gravity of grace. Let divine timing take the lead, and as you breathe, see your life unfolding without resistance, not hurried, not delayed, just perfectly paced by the eternal hand that holds all things. See yourself walking through quiet fields, untouched by worry. See the sky above you vast and unshaken. See the earth beneath you firm and full of promise. Let the noise of the world pass by like wind through trees. Let your energy become still water, clear, certain, sacred. In this silence, say nothing, and yet feel everything rearranging for your good. This is not the silence of emptiness. This is the silence of fulfillment. It is the quiet before a dawn you no longer need to predict, because you trust it will rise. You don't have to tell the sun how to shine. You don't have to instruct the tide to return. So why fear that what is yours might pass you by? What is yours cannot miss you. Not when you've called it with authority. Not when you've spoken your sentence in alignment with divine law. So now just be. Let the quiet wrap around you like a soft cloak of assurance. Let peace become your most magnetic posture. Not passive, not avoidant, but spiritually confident. You are now a vessel of receiving. You are now a living magnet. Not because you try, because you are. You have done the highest work. You have come into agreement with divine truth. You have released resistance. You have spoken in alignment. Now you rest. Now you receive. So when the world asks what you're doing, you'll smile and say, I'm being still. I'm letting it come. I'm letting it become. This is your final lesson. The deeper magic, the silent magnetism, the surrender that summons, the peace that pulls. So breathe again. Let go again. Sink into the soft place where striving dies and miracles rise. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to push anymore. You are magnetic in your calm. You are powerful in your peace. You are the answer sitting in stillness. You are the prayer already echoing in the unseen. You are the fulfilled word resting beneath the surface of divine timing. Let it be now. Let it be gentle. Let it be quiet. And let it be done. No more noise. No more need. Only truth. Only trust. Let the silence be your new sentence. Let it speak louder than your fear. Let it hum with the energy of fulfillment. Let this sentence be your secret. Let it carry you into the life already written for you.